Hello YouTube, this is Bash being here for week number 6 of Krash Season 11 Arceus Division. We are playing... Apologies, I am having the after effects of being sick. So if I cough a little bit, that's kind of why. But yeah, we are up against Black117 and the LA Nita Kings. If you recognize the name, we actually played them in finals for BPL. So it's going to be a crazy match. They have a pretty crazy team to begin with, so it's going to be a tough game, especially since I don't feel as confident about our team. But I think it's just the way that the style is played. It's very different from what I wanted it to look like. I guess it's more of like the team I drafted was very. I wish I used my FAs differently, I guess, is more of the what I want to say. But this is here where we are now. But we did luckily get something out of. We got a trade actually, which is really nice at least. So we ended up, which I'll go into when we get to the matchup. But yeah, Black is going to be looking for some vengeance against us from BPL. So it's going to be probably a good game. So let's go into the matchup though. It should be appearing on the screen. Their team consists of Megalopony, Spectrier, Gliscor, Terra, Electric, Latias, Manaphy, Entei, Screamtail, Registeel, Terra, all Scrafty, and Vileplume. My team consists of Terra Fairy, Kingambit, Mew, Garchomp, Talonflame, Glimmer, Terra All, Hariyama, Superior, Mega Blastoise, Porygon 2, and Bellibolt now. We actually ended up trading Dawn, Togedemaru, and Graplock for Bellibolt, which is pretty clutch for our team. Gives me another bulky pivot that I really liked that could help with leave some pressure off of Porygon 2. And to be honest, no offense to Togedemaru, but it gives me a more viable electric type for my team. So that's something to keep in mind in this matchup. But yeah, their team is very scary. Very stally. There's a lot of parts of it that are really difficult for me to deal with. Specifically Tail Glow Manaphy, I'm really scared of this game. I feel like Entei is going to come with Will-O-Wisp sets. Lopunny plus Spectrier is always very scary, to be honest. Terra Electric Latias Calm Mind could be really scary. Screamtail is just really annoying Pokemon to face because of just Wish support plus Thunder Wave or Encore shenanigans. Really difficult to really bulky, really fast, super annoying. And Scrafty could be a little annoying with Terra All. I'm expecting Latias to be the Terra option this week, but Scrafties could be a little bit annoying too, depending on what Terra they bring. So yeah, just a lot of different difficult things that I have to keep in mind for this matchup. But yeah, I'm really worried about a couple things though. So yeah, let's go into the team builder of what we're gonna bring though. Something I also want to note is that this is the last week of me recording. This is the last week of having FAs or trades. So there's one last thing I can do other than doing trades between coaches, is to trade my Terra Captain. I'm not sure if I'm gonna want to do that. I don't know if I want to switch my Terra Captain from Hariyama to Bellibolt is the one thing I'm considering, but I'm thinking I'm gonna stick with Hariyama, especially if after I see how it does in this performance this week. So yeah, let's go into the team that we're bringing, which is starting off with Hariyama actually. So we are a Belly Drum Hariyama this week. Terra Fairy, Belly Drum, Drain Punch, Ice Punch, Bullet Punch. This destroys their team. I was almost Terra Steel, but then I was worried about Entei and Gliscor, and I can't set up as many things if I was Terra Steel. Terra Steel is better just for the damage output at least, but for getting things with the Bullet Punch with Screamtail, Mega Lopunny, stuff like that. Wow, thank you for disconnecting me from Showdown in the middle of me recording this. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind, but I think this set could be really good. We are adamant. This down just slightly. There we go. We are adamant thick fat. The thick fat's really nice for Entei. Sacred Fire, so I can chew that pretty well, so I could possibly set up on that. Obviously, Will-O-Wisp could be really annoying, but I don't know if they want to Will-O-Wisp the Hariyama. That feels like a really bad idea. because guts, you know. So that's something to keep in mind. But now I could set up on Latias, I could set up on like Screamtail, set up on Scrafty, I could set up on Registeel, Vileplume, depending, stuff like that. Like there's a lot of things I can set up now on, which is really nice. So especially with the Terra Fairy. But yeah, that's gonna be our main win con or Oakbreaker. We'll see how it goes. Next, we got Talonflame. We got Brave Bird, Bulk Up, Taunt Roost. Now, this set looks really good other than for Terra Electric Latias, which is like kind of like annoying. I'm gonna have to try to play around it. But as long as they don't have like coverage, though, it could be probably fine. I believe the calc is for +1 Brave Bird to take 2-shot Manaphy. I think it was the calc was for, or something like that. Bulky Manaphy. Like max HP Manaphy or something like that. So that's something to keep in mind. But I feel like this could be really good. Like this allows me to set up pretty freely on Screamtail. We'll probably set up on Mega Lopunny too, which is really nice, especially since they have to worry about the Flame Body. But I'm actually Gale Wings this game. I feel like Gale Wings would be better this match in case of like Mega Lopunny and Specshear, in case I want to keep the Gale Wings intact. So something to keep in mind. But I feel like this could be a really good option at least. But yeah, I feel like this could be really good. Their only flying resist other than Terra Electric Latias is Registeel, so I feel like I could take advantage of that with this. So, and I didn't want to go fire move because of the fact that like there's Manaphy there, there's Entei, and then Latias anyway before Terra, so like it's kind of like rough anyway for that. But yeah. Next, we're going off with Superior here. Leaf Storm, Glare, Taunt. This is supposed to help with this is meant here for Manaphy. It could also help a little bit with like Latias, like a Specshear as well. This has enough bulk to be able to do a take on a Manaphy. Even without the Yachi, I'm actually able to take a +3 non-offensive Ice Beam from Manaphy, even without the Yachi. So it's something to keep in mind. And I also help. I think it's like a small like 0.5% chance for Specshear to 2-shot me after Rocks or Shadow Ball, max his special attack. So I need to keep that in mind. But I think that otherwise is pretty good. I don't think I could bother having any other like speed out of the way because this is the speed's actually meant for Latias and Screamtail outspeeding max speed Garchomp. So I'm outspeeding that, so that's something to keep in mind too. But yeah, I think this could be really good. Glare Spam is really good against their team, so that's something to keep in mind. Next, we got King Gambit, Thanos, Terra Fairy, of course, but very interesting set we're going this week. We're going Sucker Punch, Knockoff, Iron Head, Sword Stance, but Defiant this week. So the reason I'm going Defiant is you'll see in a second with the next Pokemon, but also for Mudshot, Specshear, which I think is going to have to come if they bring it. I don't think Draining Kiss is enough for it, but Shuckle Berry means I could eat that. I get the -1 speed, but the +2 attack and destroy anything. It's also really nice for Defog from Latias and Gliscor. And Shuckle means I can take on the Gliscor too. Knockoff Sucker Punch Iron Head is all I kind of really needed. I mean, obviously Terra Fairy could have been really nice too, but I felt like this was Terra Blast meant. But I don't know if I'm going to plan on tearing this, to be honest. I feel like Hariyama is a lot better for a Terra option this week, so that's something to keep in mind. Something I also want to know is like I might consider switching Iron Head out for like Low Kick, but I think I'm going to stick with Iron Head for now, at least for this matchup. So I just want to keep that in mind at least. But Low Kick would be better for like Registeel and Scrafty, not Terra Scrafty. So, but also that's another thing to keep in mind. If it's Intimidate Scrafty, I get the attack boost too, which is really nice with Defiant. So yeah. Next we got Garchomp here. Earthquake, Roar, Stealth Rock, Spikes. Oh yeah. Also I want to mention that I didn't want to make King Game in my win con this week because I know that Screamtail's gonna have Encore. Entei's probably gonna have Will-O-Wisp. There's just a lot of things. Specshear is going to have a Will-O-Wisp. There's just a lot of things that I could help deal with King Gambit, so I feel like that wasn't going to be a good win con. I felt like it was going to be better as a breaker this week. But next up, we got Garchomp, Earthquake, Roar, Stealth Rock, Spikes. This is the reason why I'm running this King Gambit. Something I want to keep in mind. if this ends up loading. So this is 1/8 health, right? And it's 1/6. So I actually take at least two triple take 2 hits from a triple axle from Megalopony. So if they get, so that means they have to get 3 hits in order to take me out. And that's gonna add up, right? Because like that's already 3 hits just from Rocky Helmet alone is already down to half, and on top of that, so apologies. And then from there, they're taking another 37.5% from Rough Skin from the all 3 hits. So that's going to be really rough for them, at least. Yeah, so they'll literally be at 12.5%. So if I get like a 1 spike up, they're pretty much, or like 1 or 2 spikes up, they're pretty much dead. Really good. That's really good for us for against the Megalopony. I also am walled by Gliscor and Latias, but I was debating. I was originally Dragon Tail originally, but then I was like, Scream Tail just gets free, like just come in free on it and just wish. So I'd rather just be Roar. And like Dragon Tail wasn't gonna hit Gliscor that much anyway, and Latias, if it tears, not gonna hit it that much either. So Roar's just more reliable anyway. So I kind of like that. My plan is to first get a Brox and then a Spike, because they have a lot of Pokemon that aren't affected by Stealth Box, which is like Latias, Gliscor, was like the main 2 ones I was thinking about. But I think that would be really clutch for the end game, and it's part of the reason why I ran Defiant King Gambit, because their removal right now is Latias and Gliscor, I believe, is the only removal they have. So either way, they have to run, if they want a removal this game, which they probably will with Glamora there, they have to run Defog. If not, then I think I'm going to be sitting pretty nicely and being able to just war things around. This is supposed to meant to help with like Entei. This helps weaken down making Lop. This helps with like Scrafty, Registeel, Gliscor a little bit too. But even though we kind of wall each other, just to like roar it around. Obviously, if it's taunt, it's going to suck, but whatever, it is what it is. We also do outspeed Manaphy, max speed Manaphy, which is really nice too, and max speed Entei, so I can get like damage off. I don't really care. Like obviously, if I get burned from Sacred Fire, it's not the worst thing in the world. I almost was Covert Cloak, but I felt like Rocky Helmet was way better to like weaken things down for like the end game of Hariyama, Talonflame, or even Serperior could be end game, even King Gambit. But yeah. Last but not least, we got Mew here, Roost, Nasty Plot, Psychic, Shadow Ball. I don't know if Scrafty even comes, and if it does, I don't know if it's going to stay that type, to be honest, too. So if Scrafty doesn't come, this set does really well. Roost, Nasty Plot, Psychic, Shadow Ball. I take 2 returns from Megalopony. I don't get Encored by Mental from Scream Tech because of Mental Herb. So I got the Nasty Plot as they switch into Scream Tail, which I'm expecting, and I Shadow Ball as the try to Encore me into Nasty Plot, Mental Herb procs, and Shadow Ball into Shadow Ball takes out Scream Tail, as long as it's not fully spit F, but that's fine if it is, because then they'll have to lock me in. They'll be so low with Scream Tail, they're going to have to like hard switch into Lopunny or something like that, and I still take 2 hits from Lopunny anyway, so that's something to keep in mind. Plus 2 Psychic also does a lot to a lot of the Pokemon. Actually, yeah, this literally does a lot to their team. The only thing that's literally, there's only like 2 at plus 2. There's only 2 Pokemon on their team that don't get 2-shot by this, which is Registeel and Scrafty. And Scrafty, I'm hoping doesn't come. I don't expect it to come. And then Registeel can't do too much to me to begin with too, other than Toxic. So that's something to keep in mind. And eventually I think it can beat that 1v1, so that's something to keep in mind too. So yeah, feeling pretty good about this matchup. I think it could be better, but this is what we have to work with, at least for this match. Yeah. I think this is probably going to get... The only thing I possibly would switch... what was it? No, I'm probably going to stick with this. I think this is fine. this team I think is probably the best we're gonna like, at least for right now, the best idea we could come up with. But yeah, I want to thank you all. I want to thank you for watching Teambuilder, and we're gonna cut right now to the match. Okay, and we are back. Didn't make any changes to the team. It's crafty too, so interesting. Okay. Very interesting team. They did actually bring the specs here too, which is kind of crazy. No Scream Tail? What? Okay. Well, that means that, Hennessy Registeel. Yes, Terra Electric. Opony. Interesting. Kind of get rocks up as soon as possible too. Yeah. Interesting. No Scream Tail's crazy. You gotta be very careful about that mana fee though. Is it worth to get off this stuff right now, or? I die to it. Oh, is it worth? I want to roar. Could also just go Superior too, just fine too. But yeah, I'm gonna play it safe. Go for the Superior. Yeah, that was the safe play. Ice Beam did. So that's defensive. I'm just gonna Glare. The 2. Ice Beam. That was definitely like a lot of invested. That's fine. Iron Defense, interesting. I'm going to Guard Chomp now. I'm gonna get my rocks up. I'm gonna start spiking up. Hard Gliscor too. So my last spike up to get all these hazards up. Toxic. Do I just roar or do I save this? Let's go roar. And I'll case a Toxic again. So knock off Toxic. Nice. Roar. That's fine with me. Toxic. Knock off. And just go. Do I just win with this? I just win with this? Six. We're looking pretty good here. I'm just gonna Drain Punch back up to full. Fantastic. We have Stealth Rock and 3 spikes up. This looks really good for us right now. They're not offensive mana fee either. So this will always die. Yeah, unless they're heavy duty, it's max Fizz Def, max HP, which I don't think they should be. The Drain Punch and the Bull Punch will take that out. They got the rocks up too. Interesting. They go Latias. I definitely Terra here. I definitely Terra. I'm just trying to debate if I want to Ice Punch or Drain Punch. Safe play would be Terra Fairy and then Drain Punch. Like all the health. You know what? I don't need to. Yeah, I don't need to. Don't need to overpredict. And we're in a really good position right now at the moment. They don't have Terra either, so Talonflame looks really good too here at this point. Mew looks really good. I just gotta be careful about the Spec Shear is the only thing. They're not special attack, so I got Dream Punch. They should go out to Gliscor here if they're smart. But they probably want Gliscor for the King Gambit. I don't get any damage off of this either. Actually, let me just see it. He does go Gliscor. Okay. How much did Garchomp do, or Earthquake do against that? 24%? So it's Fizz Def. It should die into Drain Punch into Bullet Punch, I think. He's at 75%. Drain Punch into Bullet Punch should take it out, I think. Is that even worth though? Is that even worth taking that risk? I guess it gives me free serve too though. Afterwards. Or I just Ice Punch and just let it. $33%. It could be worth, honestly, because that could get me outside of the range. I'm gonna Dream Punch. I don't know if that did enough. That definitely did not do enough, but I guess I Dream Punch again. At 29%. That's fine. I would have been around the same HP anyway. I was at 40. I was at like. Yeah, I was around the same HP. I would have been around the same HP anyway. After that, so they also could not be. They also could just be Scald too. It's the other thing, which is a well, they kill actually. They go Spec Shear. I'm killing this. Oh, I'm not killing, but I'm putting this in range of everything. Oh, Talonflame. A smart play to do. Go Talonflame here. I just Vapor because I'm Gill Wings. Yep. Gone. Fantastic. Get a Lopunny. Finish the endgame. I gotta go Hard Serp. I'm not letting this happen. I think I Leaf Storm. Could have taunted actually. Taunt was probably the better play. I don't die to Ice Beam though here. Yeah. And I just Leaf Storm again. Okay, fantastic. I think that should be game. An off case, I'm just gonna glare this. In case of anything happening. And I'm just gonna go to Mew and claim my kill with Psychic here. GG, let's go! Oh my god. Oh my god, the crit scared me for a second. I'm sure Talfin could have been fine afterwards, but that was a huge win for us though, because we needed that to turn around our season, because we are Bash vs. Black117 week 6. We needed that win badly. Yeah, that was huge for us. To put us on the right track, because that puts us now we're 2-4, meaning that we aren't so far down on the wait, this is the wrong dog. Krash. Because that would have put us, let's go. That would have put us like really far behind. Oh, this is like the old, wait, hold on a second. I'm like trying to look at the doc right now. Yeah, fair. I mean, I was going, I was planning on setting up on, let's just do, anyways. Yeah, for real. Well, same. Let me look at the doc real quick, because I want to pull up the doc just to see how we're looking at. Oh man. 2-4. That puts us in a lot better position than it did before. Because now we're only one game behind, which is like not bad, perfectly doable. Like we could make a comeback even after all of the shenanigans that happened this season. So, yeah, pretty hype. Yeah. I guess. Yeah, let's go. So we are playing Shalug this upcoming week, and I'm just gonna let you know that I might be making a Terra transaction, because it's like literally in like when me recording this, it is like not like 5 hours or something like that, right? I think 5 hours away from free agency deadline, and I still have a Terra transaction, because we do Terra transactions different. We only get one Terra transaction that's separate from the free agents. I might be making a Terra transaction for my King Gambit, so well, I guess you'll just have to wait and see about that, but if I end up going through with it. But yeah, I want to thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, Bash out.